Okay, guys, the next thing that we are going to learn is factoring trinomials. All right, so this is doing the opposite. This is doing the opposite of what we did in the previous assignment. In the previous assignment, we took two binomials, two things that looked like this, right? Something like x plus 2 and x plus 5, right? We would take something like that, and we would multiply those binomials. All right. Now we call these binomials. Bi means two because each one of these has two terms. One term, two terms. One term, two terms. So each one of these little sets of inside the parentheses there has two terms. That's why we call them binomials. And we would use the box method for this, and we would I can do that really fast. All right, so doing the box method, we would do x squared, we would get 5x, we would do 2x, and then 5 times 2 is 10. All right, then we'd write all that out. Plus 2x plus 10. All right, and we would get x squared plus 7x. That comes from combining these two like terms. The 5x and the 2x can go together to make 7, and then plus 10. Okay, so this is the answer when we multiply binomials. All right, when we take two binomials and we multiply them together, usually we're going to end up with something that has 1, 2, 3 terms. So this is a trinomial. All right, so what we're going to be doing in this lesson is we're going to be taking these trinomials and we're going to be turning them back into two separate binomials. So we're sort of doing what we were doing before backwards, okay? And we do that through a process called factoring. Okay, factoring is maybe, besides like graphing a line, factoring is maybe the most important thing that you learn in Algebra 1. So I'm really excited that we get to do this. Okay, so here is how we are going to do factoring. All right, I want you to look at, maybe if you want to pause the video just for 1 second, if you want to pause the video and read what we have here in on this little Khan Academy. I got these notes off of Khan Academy. Read what we have right here. So if you want to pause the video and do that, I'll wait for you. Okay, so hopefully you had a chance to pause the video and read through the article here. All right, so you can see that what we're doing is going from a trinomial like this, x squared plus 6x plus 8, which looks a lot like an answer that we could have had to a problem on your first assignment for the week. And what we're going to be doing is turning it into this, like two binomials, all right? Now, the way that we have to do that is, if you look at this example, the way that we have to do this, and this is the most important sentence right here, we need to look for two numbers that multiply to give me 6, which is that number that's on the end of the trinomial. And then they also need to add to 5. All right, so this is kind of like a puzzle. You have to, it's one of those sort of a riddle, like I'm thinking of two numbers. When you multiply the two numbers, it gives me this. And when you add the two numbers, it gives me this. And so that's what we're going to be putting together here. And so you can see that, here they got an answer that's pretty simple, because it's pretty obvious that 2 and 3 are the numbers that we're looking for, because 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 plus 3 is 5. All right, now let's talk about why that is that we're going to end up, finding those numbers that multiply to this number and add to this number. The reason is because of how we got to this trinomial. This last term, this 6, right? This 6 would have come from the box method when we multiply the two numbers, right? Just like we did here on this example, right? This last number, this 10, if you look over at the document camera here, this last number, this 10, came from doing 2 times 5. That's where I got the 10 from. Now, the 7 I got from doing 2 plus 5 because 2 and 5 were the coefficients on the two x terms when I got them out of the box, right? So when I combined like terms and I did 5 plus 2, that gave me the 7. And 5 times 2 gave me the 10. So again, the 10 comes from 5 times 2. And the 7 comes from 5 plus 2. All right? So let's talk about the method that we're going to use for factoring these problems, okay? So the method that we're going to use is called the X method. The X method. Similar to the box, right? When we did the box method, we draw a box. On the X method, we are going to draw an X, okay? Now, all right. So a standard trinomial, a problem that we could have, right? So something like this. Let's do an example. Let's say that we're going to do the example x squared plus 5x plus 6. Okay, so this will be our example. Now, what we need to sort of understand about this trinomial, we need to get some sort of vocabulary down. Okay. Standard form for a trinomial is going to look something like this. Ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay? So what you'll notice here about this standard form, and this is something you're going to see a lot, okay, is that a is the number that is the coefficient for x squared. B is the number that's the coefficient for the term that's got x's, and C is that constant, just that number that doesn't have any variables behind it, right? So if we wanted to use this problem and sort of, line out what we have here, A, which is the number that's in front of the x squared in this problem, is just 1, right? We know that there's that invisible 1 that's in front of the x squared. B for this example problem is 5 because it's the number that's in front of the x, so B is 5. And then C is 6 because 6 is that constant that's at the end, okay? So being able to get A, B, and C down is going to be really important for our X method, okay? All right, now for the X method, this is going to be an important piece of your notes, so make sure that you get this down. For the X method, in the top part of the X, this little, sort of triangle shaped part here, we want to put A times C. A times C. So in this problem, A is 1 and C is 6. So this is going to be 1 times 6, which is 6. Okay. Now the bottom piece right here, this is where we're just going to put B, which in this problem, B, which is the number right in front of X, B is 5. Okay, so our next step is going to be to try and fill in these next two numbers, okay? We need to fill in these two numbers here on each side. And this is where we're going to ask ourselves that question that we were talking about just a second ago that we see here in the notes. We need to find two numbers that multiply to give me 6 and add to give me 5. Okay, so we're going to start thinking of numbers. So two numbers that multiply to 6 and add to 5. Okay, now all the problems that we're going to be working this week, A is going to be 1. So A times C is always just going to be C. All right, so this is going to be as simple as what are the numbers that multiply to give me a 6 and that add to give me a 5. And again, the reason we're doing that is because that's where these numbers come from, right? That last number comes from multiplying in the box, and that middle number comes from adding when you combine like terms. So the same thing would have happened here. All right, we would have had two numbers that multiplied to 6 and that add to 5. All right, so like we've already talked about for this example, numbers that can multiply to 6, if we want to list out some factors of 6, all right, are like 6 and 1, 2 and 3. Okay, of course you could have negative 6 times negative 1, because negative 6 and negative 1 would also give you a 6. All right, negative 2 times negative 3 would also give you a 6, because negative times negative is positive. All right, so these are all the factors of 6. Now what we need to do is find the two numbers that are factors of 6 that also happen to add to give me 5, and so that's where we see the 2 and the 3. So once we see that these two things add up to a positive 5, that's when we can put them here in our box method, or in our x method. All right, so the numbers that you get here, and here, those are going to be the constants in your answer. All right, now we know that this problem had an x and an x in the beginning because my first term is just x squared. And all the problems that we're going to work on this week, it's just going to be an x and an x. We're not going to have any coefficients in front. So all we need to do is now fill in the two numbers that we got. We just fill those in as the numbers that are added. Of course, if they would have been negative, we would have put a minus, right? But in this case, they were both positive. Okay, let's do one more example here, all right, for the x method. All right, and this time we're going to kind of write out some steps. Okay, so one more example here for the x method. Okay, so the next example that we're going to do, this will be example 2, all right. Let's do x squared plus 6x plus 8. All right, so step 1, for those of us that like steps, we're going to draw the x. Okay, good. Step 2 is to put a times c at the top and to put the b at the bottom. So a times c here, remember a here is just going to be 1, c, all right, here's a, here's b, and here's c. A is just 1, so here a times c is just 1 times 8, so that's where we get an 8 there at the top. And then we're going to put b here at the bottom. In this case, b is 6. b is always that coefficient that's in front of the x there. All right, so now step 3 is going to be to find numbers that multiply to the top and that add to that bottom number. Okay, so in this case, we're looking for numbers that multiply to give me 8 and that add to give me 6. So let's list out some numbers that multiply to 8. So these would be factors. This is why we call this factoring. Factors of 8. So factors of 8 would be numbers like 1 and 8. All right, negative 1 and negative 8. All right, 2 and 4, or negative 2 and negative 4. I can't think of any other numbers that multiply to give me 8, so that's going to be a good list there. So now what we need to look for is, are there a set of those numbers that also add to the bottom part, which is a 6? All right, so is there a set of these numbers that adds to a 6? Sure enough, it's this 2 and this 4. 2 plus 4 equals 6, so that tells us that that is the right combination. All right, then the last step, step 4, is to write your two binomials. All right, so in this case, our two binomials, every problem we do this week, it's just going to be x and x to start those binomials. And then we're just going to take those two numbers that we figured out, 2 and 4. Notice that 2 times 4 is 8, and 2 plus 4 is 6. So those are our two numbers. So that's going to be plus 4 and plus 2, or plus 2 and plus 4. So this is our answer right here. Now you can always check your answer by multiplying back, right? If we were to do the box method really quick with this one, if we were to do the box method, x plus 2, x plus 4. If we work out that box method, it's going to be x squared, 8, 2x, 4x, and then we would combine like terms and we'd get x squared plus 6x plus 8.